Hello friends, welcome back to the online classes. Today I will continue the same chapter, lesson 9, Madam rides the bus. We had finished half of it, so I will continue from where we had stopped. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. That's why we want you to sit down, child. I am not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I am 8 years old. Oh, of course. How stupid of me. 8 years, my. So when the Valley, asked for the ticket, the conductor punched the ticket and gave to her, and told her to sit on the seat because she has paid for the seat and has got the ticket. But then she said that I want to stand because I like to stand. Then the conductor explains to her that if you stand like this, there would be some sharp turns and all where bus have to take a sharp turn, so you may fall down, or where there will be some bumps, so when the bus will jump onto those bumps, again you will fall down and you may hurt. So out of concern, he says that you should sit. So the child when he said that no, you should sit on the child, then again she shouts back and says that I am not a child. I am 8 years old. Again, the conductor makes fun of her and says, oh, of course, I forgot. You are really a grown-up girl of 8 years old. The bus stopped, some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of losing her seat, Valley finally sat down. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you alone, dear? She asked Valley as the bus started again. Now the bus stopped at a new stop and the passengers got inside. Valley sat on a seat because she thought that someone may come and sit, so she sat there. And the conductor again became busy in taking the tickets. A fat lady came to her and sat beside her and asked her whether she was all alone. Valley found the woman absolutely repulsive. Such big holes she had in her ear lobes and such ugly earrings in them. And she could smell the betel nut the woman was chewing and see the betel juice that was threatening to spill over her lips at any moment. Ugh, who could be sociable with such a person? So Valley started observing the woman. The woman was a bit fat. She was having deep holes in her ears and a very ugly earrings were there. She was eating betel, pan. She was eating betel and the juice was flowing down from her lips. So she was not looking at all good. So for Valley, she was very ugly, and she made a sound and thought of that who would sit beside her and who would talk to her. Yes, I am travelling alone, she answered curtly, and I have got a ticket too. Yes, she is on her way to town, said the conductor, with a 30 paise ticket. Oh, why don't you mind your own business? Said Valley. But she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. But the old woman went on with her drivel. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you are going in town? What's the street? What's the house number? You needn't bother about me. I can take care of myself, Valley said, turning her face towards the window and staring out. So the question what the woman had asked, whether you are all alone, then the Valley replied back saying, yes, I am all alone and I have also taken a ticket. Then the conductor again started making fun of her and said that come on, she is grown up and she has taken a ticket and she is going to town. Now she got angry towards the conductor and said, come on, you do your own work, look after your own business, don't interfere in my matters. Then the old lady again, commenting on Valley, saying that whether you know in town where you are going, which street, which place, do you know any idea about it? Again, Valley gave back a beautiful answer, saying that I know where I have to go and I don't want to share it with you. So she again started looking outside the window. Her first journey, what careful, painstaking, elaborate plans she had to make for it. She had thriftily saved whatever stray coins came her way, resisting every temptation to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, and the like. And finally, she had saved a total of 60 paise. How difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair, but she had resolutely stiffed a strong desire to ride the merry-go-round even though she had the money. So for her first journey was really a painstaking, very difficult, because she had to overcome her temptation. She had to control her wishes and desires. The girl of her age always want to eat sweets, ice creams, play toys, buy toys, and go to the village fair and sit in the merry-go-round. But in case of Valley, she controlled everything because she had a very strong determination to ride in the bus. She wanted to travel in the bus. So for in front of this dream, or in front of this goal, all her wishes were very small, and she stopped everything. She controlled herself and collected 60 paise after much struggle. After she had enough money saved, her next problem was how to slip out of the house without her mother's knowledge. But she managed this without too much difficulty. Every day after lunch, her mother would nap from about 1 to 4 or so. Valley always used these hours for her excursions. As she stood looking from the doorway of her house, or sometimes even ventured out into the village. Today, these same hours could be used for her first excursion outside the village. So, the first problem was to collect the money. That she handled somehow. Now, the second problem was how to get out of the house without mother's knowledge. Now, she knew that her mother always takes a sleep during between 1 to 4. That is afternoon, 1 o'clock to evening, 4 o'clock. She used to sleep. And these hours, Valley used to make use of for adventure. That is to go out, meet the people, go to her friend's house and play there. Like that, she used to do the things. So, this time she utilizes for the ride also. She thought that this is the best time to go into the bus and take a ride to town. The bus rolled on, now cutting across a bare landscape, now rushing through a tiny hamlet or past an odd wayside shop. Sometimes the bus seemed on the point of gobbling up another vehicle that was coming towards them, or a pedestrian crossing the road. But lo, somehow it passed on smoothly, leaving all obstacles safely behind. Trees came running towards them, but then stopped as the bus reached them and simply stood there, helpless for a moment by the side of the road before rushing away in the other direction. Now, the bus was moving on, it was going on, cutting the roads and meadows and everything, and passing. Slowly, the bus was getting speed. Sometimes some other vehicles used to come from opposite direction, and the bus had to make it slow. Valley was enjoying all these scenes. Sometimes she could see that the trees were running and coming towards her as to welcome her, and they all of a sudden stopped and they passed by. So she enjoyed all these sceneries, all these moments as she was riding the bus. Suddenly, Valley clapped her hands with glee. A young cow, tail high in the air, was running very fast, right in the middle of the road, right in front of the bus. The bus slowed to a crawl, and the driver sounded his horn loudly again and again. But the more he honked, the more frightened the animal became, and the faster it galloped, always right in front of the bus. Suddenly, Valley started clapping and laughing loudly because there was a cow in front of the bus. The bus had to crawl now. It was not going faster. It was moving very, very slow because the cow was running in front of it. The tail was up and it was jumping and running about. Whenever the driver was giving the horn, the cow was more frightened and started running more faster and faster, still in front of the bus. Somehow, this was very funny to Valley. She laughed and laughed until there were tears in her eyes. "Hey lady, haven't you laughed enough?" called the conductor. "Better save some for tomorrow." So when she went on laughing, the conductor got concerned and he said, "Come on, don't laugh so much. See, the tears are coming out. Stop laughing and save some laugh for tomorrow also. If you laugh today itself, what about tomorrow? So don't laugh that much." At last, the cow moved off the road, and soon the bus came to a railroad crossing. A speck of train could be seen in the distance, growing bigger and bigger as it drew near. Then it rushed past the crossing gate with a tremendous roar and rattle, shaking the bus. Then the bus went on and passed the train station. From there, it traversed a busy, well-laid out shopping street and turning, entered a wider thoroughfare. Such big, bright-looking shops, what glittering displays of clothes and other merchandise, such big crowd. Struck dumb with wonder, Valley gaped at everything. Then the bus stopped and everyone got off except Valley. Now, at last the cow moved off and the bus went ahead and it reached to a railway crossing. There the bus was still standing. The train was coming. At first the train was looking like a very small dot. Slowly and slowly, as the train started coming more closer and closer, it became very big and big, and the train passed. The gates were open, bus again moved, and slowly the bus crossed the railway station and reached into the busy city. As the bus reached there, Valley got more wonder because there were lots of shops on both the sides, and there are also varieties of shops with the different merchandise, that is the clothes, the toys, the utensils, the bags, and all sorts of beautiful things were there hanging outside the shop. So she was very happy to see all this thing, and she was very much wonder what is this, and there were so much crowd. Finally the bus stopped to its junction, and then people started getting off the bus, but Valley sat in her place. Okay students, enough for today. I will come back tomorrow with the rest of the lesson. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.